It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction video 221. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. Man, yesterday, y'all. Yesterday, I recorded a reaction video, right? Edited it, uploaded it to YouTube. Just for YouTube to tell me it was copyright protected. Man, that shit had me so goddamn mad, and it just deflated me so hard because I'm like, I spent all this time doing this reaction video, expecting to give it to my brothers and sisters to see, and now they can't even fucking see it. What a fucking day wasted. You know what I'm saying? It had me so mad and just feeling so down. I was like, fuck it, man. I'm finna just go straight to bed. And that's what I did. Now, the channel was A&E, and the video was, of course, the first 48. Now, we already got 2 videos of the first 48 up on our channel. So why in the hell is A&E copyrighting us now? Why they ain't copyright us on the first 2 videos? Shit crazy, man. That shit was just, that shit. You know what? We're gonna move on. We're gonna leave that in the past. But long story short, short story long, I would not be doing any more first 48 reactions over here because YouTube not allowed it. I ain't gonna say YouTube, A&E is not allowed it. I digress. Go on, get into today's video, and we finna go back to our homegirl that never fails us, always puts out bangers after bangers, and we fuck with her hard. And y'all know who that homegirl is. Anna Sauce. Going back to Anna, y'all. It's been a while, been a week or 2. And the title of the video is The Teen Who Killed Her Foster Mom After an Affair with Dad. Now this shit just sound fucked up on multiple levels. First of all, a teen killed her foster mom. And the next level is she was having sex with her foster daddy. And the next level is the daddy was cheating on his wife with what the name, an adopted child that both y'all decided to bring into y'all life, and now you cheat on her with the damn child that you brought into your life. And then I wonder how old this teen was, because if she ain't 18, then bruh, you a fucking pedophile. I don't know, man. We finna get into it and find out all the juicy details of this story. But before we find out the juicy details of this story, y'all know what y'all gotta do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to Anna Sauce. Back to my baby channel. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
911, what is your emergency? What is going on? Hello? Who had the knife?
This is 18-year-old Sabrina Zunick. When she was arrested for murdering her adoptive mother, things made no sense to the police. She'd only been with the Knofel family for a year. They seemed to get along really well, and Lisa was a social worker specializing in helping abused teenagers. Why on earth would Sabrina kill Lisa in a manic, frenzied attack? Well, the case would become a lousy kind of soap opera.
It was Kevin's idea, and it was talked about after we were having sexual relations.
Yeah, it gets bad. Really bad. This is the full story of Sabrina Zunick. Trigger warning, we'll be discussing mature themes such as grooming, sexual abuse of a minor, and premeditated murder.
Well, I guess the only positive thing we can say about that real quick, y'all, is she was 18, so she was technically an adult and can have sex with other adults. You know what I'm saying? But this shit still fucked up.
Today's story begins in Cleveland, Ohio. On October 27, 1994, Sabrina Zunick was born to 40-year-old Susan Edwards and her boyfriend, 35-year-old Mark Zunick. Susan and Mark had a toxic relationship in quite a literal way. Both of them had crippling alcohol and addictions. Needless to say, this didn't work in Sabrina's service. Babies need a lot of care and attention, but her parents were too busy chasing the next hit to meet her needs. And with their addictions came petty crimes, abuse, and even prison. Susan was sentenced to prison for scamming the welfare system. Mark was always drunk or high, according to one of their neighbors, and the police were always at their house because of it. Well, there was another reason too. He'd been diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic, but he refused to take his medication. His drug abuse was just a means of escaping his condition, but it only made him more violent. He would get arrested for domestic abuse and DUI several times, and when Sabrina was 18, a final overdose took his life. Now, imagine growing up in this house. When she was 4, Sabrina was diagnosed with ADHD. Within the next few years, she'd be diagnosed with anxiety, depression, oppositional defiant disorder, and bipolar disorder. Her desperate and helpless parents sent her off to live with her grandma. At school, she would get into fights with her classmates and disrespect authority repeatedly. And when she was 14, she also became addicted to alcohol and drugs. She had no money to pay for it though, so she also started stealing.
Okay, this damn little girl life just was fucked up from the beginning. Now, I ain't gonna make no excuse for what she eventually ended up doing, but goddamn, man, she was just on the wrong path since the time she came out the womb. You 14, already drunk and getting high? Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I was getting high at 14. But I wasn't drinking no alcohol. And I was only getting high every now and then. It wasn't no addiction. You know what I'm saying? I just do that shit after school with my homeboys every now and then. She was on the wrong path from the beginning, y'all. Let's go.
Year, Sabrina's grandmother sent her to Emma Cayley Receiving Home, a behavior modification institution. This was a home for delinquent teens, and Sabrina was now virtually an orphan. And it gets even more heartbreaking. Not even Emma Cayley Home wanted her. Throughout 2009 and 2010, she would go through several other institutions. Sabrina's lifelong misery seemed to end in July 2011, though, with a woman called Lisa Knofel. Lisa Knofel was a social worker for the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services. She worked in sexual abuse department and helped teenagers from troubled families. So the Knofel family seemed like the perfect fit for Sabrina. She'd been described as unruly and in dire need of stability. When a 17-year-old Sabrina joined the Knofels, she was on 9 different medications for ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and depression. Lisa knew there would...
She was on 9 fucking medications. All them disorders and shit. This girl was fucked up. Like, she was just fucked up. And you gotta commend the lady, Lisa, for trying to help out. You know what I'm saying? And look what the fuck gonna end up happening.
Be a lot of hard work to help Sabrina and bring some peace into her life, but she was ready to do so. Initially, Sabrina was very happy to join Lisa, Kevin, and their daughters, Megan and Haley.
Sabrina landing with the Knofels really represented a fresh start for her. She went from a troubled home with her biological father and grandma to a youth shelter where she did not want to be. She's getting along with the family. She's doing great at school. She's not getting in trouble. Things seem to be looking up for her.
But Sabrina would once again meet chaos and shock, and this time it would be worse than before.
Oh, shit.
To understand the following event, we must look at Kevin Knofel. Kevin was born on June 16, 1970. He met Lisa at work while he was a truck driver for the same company Lisa worked for. They got married in 2006, but Lisa already had a daughter from a previous relationship, Megan Zanella. And right before adopting Sabrina, the two had a daughter of their own, Haley, born in 2009. By 2011, Sabrina was living with the 4 of them in a big house in Willoughby Hills, a Cleveland suburb. She was doing well in school, and at home, she always had someone to chat to. But Sabrina disliked how her younger sisters got more attention from Lisa. Of course, Sabrina was almost 18 years old, so Lisa expected her to behave like an independent adult. But with her very troubled past, Sabrina still needed the care and attachment of a much younger child. Lisa didn't seem to encourage her need, and that's when Kevin stepped in. Kevin was the loving, caring father Sabrina never had. He would be there for her with advice, entertainment, and care. He gave her all the attention she craved, and then some. It's horrible, but I think you know where I'm going with this. Sabrina's schoolmates noticed Kevin's behavior getting increasingly creepy around her. He would make innuendos and even touch Sabrina in a much too friendly way, even in front of her friends. Then, during a meeting with Sabrina's social worker, Kevin invited Sabrina to sit on his lap, and she did.
She moved toward sitting in his lap inside his legs.
What did you do?
I did a double take, kind of really.
Remember, Kevin's own wife was a social worker, and she dealt with many cases of incest. Double yeesh. But because he had a big happy family, no one really thought to signal Kevin's behavior to the police. And no one imagined his behavior continued at home, under the same roof, with a wife and 2 other daughters.
I'm sorry, I just gotta call it now, bro. Kevin ass, he needs some prison time too. I don't know what the charge would be. Well, maybe you can some kind of way charge him with the murder. Especially if he told the damn girl to do it. But bro, he's so fucked up, man. That's so fucked up what he did, man. That dude here, man. I don't know who I'm mad at worse. Damn, the man or Sabrina. Kevin or Sabrina. Both of them need to be charged.
What made you start to change?
It all started not with sex, but with massages because he was a truck driver and his legs would cramp, so it was inner thigh. Then it progressively got into...
I'm sure you don't need me to say this, but Kevin's relationship with Sabrina was not an affair. It was abuse of the worst kind. Sabrina was still a minor and a very vulnerable teen. She needed stability, not power games and pedophilia. Speaking of power games, of course, this wasn't a balanced relationship. Kevin would constantly threaten Sabrina into submission and secrecy.
Okay, now I gotta retract what I just said, my brothers and sisters. I'm blaming Kevin more than anything because I didn't know. She was 18 when she ended up killing Lisa, right? But she was still 17 when he first started having sexual relations, and you know what I'm saying, doing all this to her. Then he know this damn girl that been through so much in her life. You know she on all these medications. You know she very, very vulnerable, and he taking advantage of it. And just me personally, his old ass, even though she 18 and she legal now, your old ass don't supposed to be having sex with no damn little 18-year-old. 18-year-old still a damn child if you ask me. Just not, she legally adult, but if you just look at a 18-year-old, that's a fucking child. Fuck Kevin. I'm still mad at Sabrina because she the one who actually did the murder. But Kevin is the mastermind, and he most definitely need to do some time.
Ever tell you, hey, you can't tell anybody about this?
All the time.
Can you say what would happen if you told
Then you'd be taken out of my care and I could lose my foster parent license.
What did you say in response to that?
I would never do that.
Okay.
Telling him.
Kevin manipulated Sabrina into sleeping with him, then he blackmailed her with threats of sending her on the streets again if she spoke about it. She was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Kevin and Lisa's marriage was falling apart around the same time, and so was Lisa's relationship with Sabrina.
As Sabrina and Kevin's relationship continued, Sabrina described the increasing tension she felt from Lisa, and that Sabrina felt that she wasn't welcome in the house anymore.
Perhaps Lisa knew something, or perhaps she felt how Kevin manipulated Sabrina into distancing herself from Lisa. Indeed, Kevin used Sabrina in more than just one way.
Yep.
At 1:15 a.m. on November 16, 2012, the Ohio Emergency Services received a horrifying call.
911, what is your emergency? What is going on? Hello? the knife?
My sister.
Where is your sister?
Quick!
What? I got everyone coming to you, honey. Where is your sister?
Megan was just 13 when she witnessed her mother die by Sabrina's knife.
I was hearing screaming. I was also hearing the dog barking. And I was like, what the hell is going on downstairs? So I walked down there and breezed my mother to death.
When the officers arrived at the scene, it was much too late. Sabrina had stabbed her foster mother 200 times.
Sabrina has a 12-inch bread knife that she is holding in her right hand. She's covering him.
I can see.
Look at that fucking knife. 700, not 7, I'm tripping now, 200. At that point, 200, 700, it is all fucked up, man. 200 times. And then for that little girl, she 13, Sabrina 18, so I can't say that she should have tried to stop it or attack Sabrina or something, because she did that, she probably would have ended up dead too, but oh man, that's just a fucked up situation. And that 911 call, y'all might need to rewind that and listen to that again. I mean, that was so fucking horrible. The horror in her voice, how she was screaming, it sent something down my spine, sent a chill down my spine. Look at that knife.
On the blade, I can see on her. Immediately, we started screaming to drop the knife. It almost like snapped her out of whatever she was in, back to some type of reality. I kicked it away from her and we put her down on the floor. It was a very tense couple seconds.
Sadly, both Megan and little Haley witnessed this. Sabrina was immediately arrested and taken to the station. Kevin was nowhere to be found. As it turns out, he was away on a business trip. The detectives began looking for answers. Why would Sabrina want to kill the only person who was truly looking out for her? And 200 jabs? That's horrifying overkill.
I couldn't find anything indicating something like this could happen.
But as the detectives checked the Knofels record, they discovered that Sabrina had gotten more and more violent toward Lisa ever since her adoption. And so had Kevin. The fights between Kevin and Lisa had escalated so badly that when Megan tried to intervene, Kevin grabbed her neck and Lisa called the police.
Wow.
Lisa and Kevin had agreed to get a divorce, but Lisa wanted custody of all 3 of her daughters, and Kevin couldn't stand the thought of losing his biological daughter, Haley. Less than 12 hours after the murder, Sabrina was brought into the interrogation room after getting her hands treated for cuts at the hospital. The officers had literally caught her red-handed, so they didn't need a confession from her. They only wanted a reason, but Sabrina didn't seem to remember anything.
What do you recall?
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Getting done with my homework?
Well,
I don't know. And that's it.
mm-hmm.
Going to bed.
And we're at home.
Mm-hmm.
What, anything unusual happen?
I don't know.
What? The cops took a different route.
How do you get along with Kevin?
It was a miracle. I mean, he's one of the one that helps me out. Because there's just Megan to deal with. And so we made agreements a long time ago that if I need anything, that I can go to Kevin.
But as Sabrina wasn't giving them any relevant information, the detectives just revealed the murder to her.
What's your thoughts on how Lisa is not alive now?
What?
Unless you had a knife. You son.
I did.
You did. And Megan called the police.
Give me trouble.
It is, I'm sorry.
You guessed right.
Hold on, bro. This girl, which one y'all think? Y'all think she fucking just trying to play stupid, act dumb, act like she caught amnesia, she blacked out or something? Or did y'all think she really did go into some place where she blacked out and don't remember none of this shit? I'm going with her ass is bullshitting and she remember everything she did. Let's go.
She wasn't in a trance. Sabrina had been taught to lie. She was kept in custody while police slowly uncovered the disturbing relationship between Kevin and her.
Over the past several weeks, Kevin Kneifel and Sabrina text messaged each other over 1,000 times. I did not think it was normal for a foster father and a foster daughter to have thousands of text messages between the two of them.
However, when the police invited Kevin to an interview, he brought his wily attorney with him.
Kevin, do you know anything that was happening at the house the night before you left for work that night? Well, hang on a second. We just talking about his wife's work. What's going on at the house the night before is not his wife's work.
Kevin refused to talk about the divorce plans, their fights, or his relationship with Sabrina, but he showed zero emotion about Lisa's death, less than 24 hours after her murder. So while Sabrina awaited her trial, the prosecution pushed to learn more about Kevin. On May 9th, 2013, Sabrina agreed to a proffer with a prosecutor.
So a proffer is a good faith first step when the defense attorney, the prosecution meet with the suspect. It's an opportunity for them to be 100% complete, honest, and tell exactly what happened. It's a first step into a plea agreement. We cannot use this against her in court.
What the prosecutor found was completely shocking.
What we believe from conversations is that what led up to this homicide, to this murder, is that there was another party involved in planning that.
Yes. This Kevin Kneifel, my foster father. It was Kevin's idea, and it was talked about after we were having relations, and him and Lisa were having problems in marriage. He wanted to get a divorce, but Haley, which is a 3-year-old daughter of his and her, was in the picture, and he wanted full custody. She would get custody, or it would be shared, and he didn't want that happening. So the alternative was for this to happen.
Sabrina spoke about the sexual abuse, the threats, and Kevin's very disturbing thought that Lisa was valued more to him dead than alive. He would get her life insurance and custody of Haley. Kevin had all—
Bro, this the thing that be killing me with this type shit, y'all. Bro, you want your daughter in your life, but in order for you to get your daughter in your life, you want to kill her mother? Like, dude, where does this make sense? Your daughter finna be without her mama forever. Just for you to be for her to be in your life and you be her father? Like, no, dude, that don't go hand in hand. That don't work. Like, what the? Fuck Kevin, man. Kevin, man, I'm done with Kevin.
Also promised Sabrina that he would get her out of custody right after her arrest, and the two would live a happy life together as Megan and Haley's parents. Just how wrong can Kevin get? Of course this never happened.
So have you talked to him?
No. Nada, no money on my books, no letters, no calls, no nothing.
When she realized she'd been manipulated, Sabrina decided to talk. When Sabrina asked why she stabbed her mother 200 times, she said she knew she was going to prison anyway. It seems like she finally had an outlet for her repressed rage, something she had held within since her first years. Sabrina pled guilty to aggravated murder. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 30 years. In June 2014, Kevin was found guilty of conspiracy to commit aggravated murder, complicity to aggravated murder, and sexual battery. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years, plus an additional 12 years for intimate battery. He'll be 85 when and if he gets out as a registered sex offender. Sabrina was groomed into destroying the only soul who took care of her properly. But murder is murder, and she will have to live with that night forever. And so will poor Megan and Haley. It's hard to imagine the trauma they go through every single day. Hey, thanks for watching.
You ain't lying, Anna. Ooh, she just put another little chill through my body, man. Just thinking about that little girl, the 13 and especially the 3-year-old. Well, both of them pretty much the same as far as like the trauma and shit, man. They gonna have to live with that shit forever, bro. Seeing that damn girl murder their mama, man. Stabbing her over and over, and they so helpless they can't do shit. Oh my God, bro. Then Kevin, man. I really don't even want to fucking talk about Kevin. Like, I'm so mad, so I'm disgusted with this dude. Like, he make me sick. You ever been so mad at somebody till you be like, oh, you just made me sick. Just get the hell away. Like, for real, that what the fuck, this dude, man. I'm so glad both of them got life in prison. Possibility of parole after 30 years. So, Sabrina, she'll probably be like 50 when she get out. Maybe, if she get out. Kevin ass be 85 fucking years old. Even if he could get out, his ass gonna go straight to a goddamn nursing home or some shit. And by 85, shit, his ass might be dead any damn way. Ass need to die now. If it was me, y'all already know how I roll. Death penalty. Bitch would have been got the death penalty. Man, this was crazy, bro. All I can say is rest in peace to Lisa. Sorry as hell for them little girls having to go through that. And in a way, y'all, I'm not excusing Sabrina for what she did, but I'm sorry for her too. Just the way she came up in life. Parents wasn't shit. Her real parents wasn't shit, but drug addicts and alcoholics. She had all these different disorders she was diagnosed with, taking all these pills, and she finally get adopted by her family. And Lisa was the perfect mother to adopt her, but the daddy wasn't shit. And he manipulated and lied to her and tried to make her lie to the police and try to do all this and that. Oh, man, this one here. Fuck, man. Shout out to Anna Saul, bro. Anna Saul does such a great job telling these damn videos, man. I love this channel, man. She does an amazing job. This is my favorite lady, true crime storyteller on YouTube. It's some other ones that I be seeing, but I really don't want to react to them because all they do is just sit in front of a camera and just tell the stories. Like, they don't show videos and pictures and shit. It just be them. Y'all, it just be them looking. And a lot of people love that shit, but I'm not really into that shit. I'm into the way Anna Saul does her videos. Anna, if you ever see this video, man, shout out to you. I love you. And man, this was another crazy one from you. I digress, my brothers and sisters. I appreciate y'all coming back once again, man. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. And until then, my friends, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, do all that, man. Help me out with the YouTube algorithm. We still trying to build this channel up, man. We're going to build this thing up brick by brick. But until I see y'all tomorrow, my friends, you know I still got a couple more things I got to say. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.